Welcome to urine formation overview. There are 3 steps to urine formation. The first step is glomerular filtration. In this step, we have the glomerulus, this set of capillaries, and we have the glomerular capsule, this backwards C-shaped tubule of the nephron located right around it. The second step is called tubular reabsorption. In this step, we have the peritubular capillary network outlined, as you can see, in red currently, and circled as well. So we have the peritubular capillary network, and in this step, the tubules of the nephron involved are the proximal convoluted tubule, which we see right here, and the loop of the nephron, which comes all the way up and around there. The third step is called tubular secretion. Now, in this step, the blood vessels involved continue to be the peritubular capillary network, which I've now outlined in blue, as at this point you can see that it's leading towards the venule and therefore is carrying filtered, deoxygenated blood. And the tubule of the nephron involved in this case is the distal convoluted tubule, or the DCT. You will notice that the titles of the 3 processes indicate both the location in regards to the nephron, and the second word of the title of the processes indicates what is happening in the blood. Think of glomerular filtration. When the blood travels into the glomerulus, it is under high pressure. Small components will get filtered out of the blood vessel and end up in the glomerular capsule, that tubule of the nephron. However, large molecules will continue to circulate in the blood and leave through the efferent arteriole. These small filtered components contain nitrogenous waste, nutrients, water, and salts or ions. In the second step, tubular reabsorption, we are looking at substances moving out of the tubules. So the filtrate, which started formation in the glomerular capsule, will continue to travel in both the proximal convoluted tubule and then in the loop of the nephron. As the filtrate travels through those 2 tubules, substances will end up being reabsorbed back into the blood, which means that it will leave the tubules and end up back in the blood. This includes nutrients and some water and salts, which will end up back inside the peritubular capillary network. In our last step, tubular secretion, the filtrate, which is moving in the distal convoluted tubule, are the small components that were filtered out during glomerular filtration, which contained nitrogenous waste, excess salts, water, and nutrients. However, the nutrients were reabsorbed during tubular reabsorption, as was the majority of the salts and water. So at this point, the filtrate that is flowing through has nitrogenous waste mainly, some salts, and some water. Now in this step, additional substances are going to be added. They are actively secreted out of the peritubular capillary network. So in this case, hydrogen ions, creatinine, as well as any drugs in the blood are secreted from the peritubular capillary network and end up inside the distal convoluted tubule At the end of this process, we have urine, which will then flow into the collecting duct, which will make its way into the renal pelvis of the kidney and eventually flow out of the kidney. There you have the three processes of urine formation as summarized here: glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, and tubular secretion.